Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening. It's your host again. Yeah. Me again. Yes. Good evening. Wagwan. E caro. E cale. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Bonjour, monsieur. Any chichichiwa? If I said that right. Good day, mate. I said that one right. Anyway, it's your guy, DLG REPPIN, yeah? I thought I'd put a smile on some faces. So yeah, out there in the world, it seems doom and gloom, but it's not. It's a temporary darkness. That's all it is, temporary darkness. So, without further ado, I'm going to talk about some football. What came up the other day, I think it was yesterday, there'll be no Champions League and Europa League because they're suspended until further notice. And that's due to the fact that there is no date or time in place for the pandemic crisis to end. So they've had to suspend the competitions, respectively, until further notice. And that's the best thing to do. And for me, even as an Arsenal fan, it would have been nice to be there, but we're out, and we're out for a reason. I might touch on Arsenal later, but first of all, I'm going to look at the Belgian league, which is called the Gineppa. If anyone can pronounce that or spell that correctly for me, drop your comments below. And while you're dropping your comments below, you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. I strictly urge you to subscribe to my channel, yeah? No, I don't strictly, but please subscribe to my channel, yeah? Very nicely. And drive the thumbs up like button. I'd really like that too, yeah? And let's not hope this gets a thumbs down. But hey, comments, leave your comments below. Drop them. Good or negative, I'll read them. Even thumbs up or down, I'll read them. And please subscribe to my channel. So, in the Gineppa League, or Gineppa League, the pronunciation, spell that for me, at the bottom of the bottom of the screen where the comment section is. Yeah, Club Brugge were rewarded. Club Brugge are being reported to be rewarded the league title, while they're 15 points clear. So how many games left? So they voided the season, but award Club Brugge the title. Let's say there's 17 teams, teams of 18, and there's 17, or maybe it's 20 teams. Let's say the other 19. Where does it leave the other 19 then? So what? If you're going to reward Club Brugge the title, and I think it makes sense to relegate the 3 teams or 2 teams at the bottom half. I mean, in the bottom 2 or 3, it makes sense to relegate the bottom 2 or 3 then. And then it makes sense to reward the 2 or 4 teams that finish 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th, an opportunity in the Champions League next season. And the one that finished 5th or 6th, or maybe 4th, might get you into Europa League. So it makes sense to reward them. Now, I don't watch Belgian football. You know, I wouldn't mind watching it. But I don't think I've ever watched 90 minutes of Belgian football live and exclusive. And it's not something that I'm close-minded about. It's something that I'm open-minded about. I remember watching Spanish football back in the day. You know, back in the day when I was living at my mum's house, I was watching Spanish football. And even then, that was so many years ago. We're talking a long time ago, but even then, that was interesting. But the Belgian league, I know of a couple of teams in there, known teams, Standard Liège, Anderlecht, Club Brugge, Genk, where Christian Benteke was signed from, thanks to Liverpool. They brought him into the Premier League. you know. But again, I'm not a fan of well, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of the Belgian league, but I'm not a fan of any of those teams. But again, I'm a football guy, and I will love to watch any football right now. Even back then, maybe the recent 10, 11 years, 12 years, 13, we take it for granted, you know. As a football fan, I shouldn't really have taken that league, the French, such as other leagues in the European continent for granted, because there's some exceptional talent there, you know. They just need to be given an opportunity. And as an Arsenal fan, I don't mind giving a particular footballer an opportunity from goalkeeper to attack. As long as he does his job and does what's required, I'm good. If he doesn't perform, then that's a problem. Simple as, really. But again, Club Brugge rewarded the league title. Now, here's a question. If Club Brugge are allowed to be awarded the league title with 15 points, by being 15 points clear, should Liverpool be rewarded the league title by them being 25 points clear? They have been the best team. They've been exceptional this season. And when they have been exceptional in games, they've put teams to bed. And when they've been poorly, they still win matches. You know? So, you know what? If they can do that in the Belgian league, then any Liverpool fan watching this, or any football fan watching this, would you reward Liverpool with the league title, or would you say no and let's void and null the season? You know? They seem to have avoided the season in the Belgian Juniper League, which is the first division of that competition. But yet, they have yet to make a decision on whether to avoid or continue to play the Premier League games. And if they do continue to play Premier League games, it strictly has to be behind closed doors. I, as a football fan, as well as an Arsenal fan, I'll have to accept it that I won't be able to go to games. It's going to be played behind closed doors. Excuse me. And the reality is, there's nothing that can be done about it. We have to accept it. Behind closed doors, it ain't going to be the same. But there you go. Another thing I'd like to touch about is the coronavirus update. Now, there's been thousands upon thousands of cases. And right now, the death toll is now 2,921 deaths, which is a lot of people. That's only 3,000. The youngest being 12 years old in Wales. And the youngest in this country called England, as you well know, being 13 years of age. And his death took place at King's College Hospital, which is nearby me. King's College, Camberwell. Yeah. Which is close to me because I live in... I won't give that away. Yeah. Which is not nice. However, the NHS nurses are doing their best. But again, I'd like to touch on the residents. In the area that I live in, I still see people cramming up together, walking together, like it's an everyday normal life. But yeah, it's not so normal. It's not normal at all, because by doing that, you're prompting the government into considering a lockdown. And like this gentleman said, who's based from Camden, Canvey, where he is. He said, let's look at the numbers first before we can make a decision. And he's correct. We should look at the numbers first before we can make a decision. You know? You got others that are doing their part to want the virus to go down. And it can be gone in 3 months, and it is a realistic possibility. But you've got a minority who are not listening, being ignorant and selfish, and not giving a damn. I've been out twice today, and all I could concentrate on while I was walking towards the shops or to the cash point was avoiding every human being by 2 meters. I did not want a single person near me. It's nothing personal. And they know it's nothing personal. But people are taking it too personally, too much to heart. And the ignorance makes me disgustingly sick. You still got the minority of idiots, complete idiots, who want to destroy it for everyone else. Sad. And I'm aiming this insult at you lot. Yeah? Because you deserve to be criticised for your behaviour and your action. There is no bearing. It's not completely necessary for you to keep going out and doing whatever you feel. You selfish people. Anyway, ran over. Other than that, in Italy, it's tough there. Over 13,000 deaths. Spain have over 10,000 deaths. And listening to the briefing earlier, the gentleman who was, I think Matt Hancock, announced that 3.7 or 3.9 billion will be wiped off the NHS. That's 3.9 billion will be wiped off the NHS. Can you believe that? That's wiped off of debt. Well done. That's a generous thing for them to do because they deserve it. They save lives, and they're out there right now in their workplaces risking their lives to save other lives. And it's a tragic and a shame that this gentleman who was born in Nigeria, can't remember his name, it's just slipped my mind. But he came out of retirement just to save lives as he's always done throughout his career. And sadly, the virus just got the better of him. So my condolences goes out to his friends and his family at such sad times. And you know what? I'm going to give you a minute's silence starting from now. Rest in peace, Doctor. So, moving on. In the world of football, some transfer gossip. So, I've spoken a lot about Aubameyang and his contract issues. Yes, Arsenal been linked with a guy called Marco Roca. Again, I've not watched Spanish football live for so many recent years, but I've seen clips of him on YouTube. He seems like a DM. Is he someone that we might need? Well, he's been linked, but I don't know how true this is. I mean, he looks about 6'2" to 6'4", left-footed player. I've seen that he can pass the ball, and fierce in the tackle and competitive in the air. I mean, early 20s, 23 years of age, which is all I know. And the other day we were linked with Antoine Griezmann. I mean, Atletico Madrid, you could accuse him of being that big fish in a small pond, but he is a hell of a world-class player. However, at the age of 29, I'll be looking for someone a lot younger, early 20s, late teens, that plays in this position. But again, should we sell Aubameyang and get 50 to 55 million for him? We can use that and buy a top class striker. Find ourselves a top class bargain, should I say, for half of that money. It's going to keep us happy. I mean, the one that really springs to my mind is Jovic. Now, that guy is a goal scorer, and I think he will play in the front three, but you need like wing forwards along either side of him. Like Martinelli on one side, and you can have Pepe on the other. That's a no-brainer for me. Week in, week out, them two alongside Jovic. I can't stress how basic that should be. And then again, we've got to look at our midfield. That's a surgery we need. And Mikel Arteta has come out and publicly stated that he likes Thomas Partey. When a manager says that he likes a player, his intention is to cough up the money. Well, I shouldn't even say cough. His intention is to get the ball, to give him that money, amongst other money that he needs for the squad, and buy. However, yes, he understands he will have to sell. But like I said in one of my previous videos, I am not happy about him coming out publicly and stating 5 players that needs to be sold. No, it don't work that way. That's not going to really go down well with the Arsenal fans. Then we're still left with average players. I don't want to see El Neni, Mkhitaryan. We need more than 5 players to go. There's about 10. There's more than 10 average players that needs to be shipped at the door. You know, we've got to concentrate on getting Ozil out of the door with them wages. You get him out of the door, you save us 350,000 a week. Let's say out of that, you save us a subtotal of what? 2.5, 3 mil? My maths ain't that great. But there you go. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. And if we sell Ozil, do we go with a number 10 or do we just play the 4-3-3? Which means it doesn't involve a number 10. I'd like to try that formation, actually. But if we're going to go with a 4-2-3-1, then we need a number 10. Someone who's going to come in for Ozil. Excuse me. Now, the number 10 that has come to mind is Emre Fakir. I mean, yeah, he's prone to be injury. He's prone to be injured all the time. And he seems to be in and out of form, or in and out of the teams, or in and out of Betis, should I say. But he is a class player. Who would I want as a number 10? Definitely not James Rodriguez. He had his moment 6 years ago in the 2014 World Cup. Was it the 20? Yeah, it was the 2014 World Cup. He had his moment. Beautiful goal against Uruguay. He was one of the best. He should have won Player of the Tournament that year. I thought he was fantastic. He was technically heads and shoulders above everybody that year in that World Cup on the world stage. But for me, I don't think he's worth a mention. Let's be real. The number 10 I would like. I mean, if we're really ambitious, why can't we go for Jack Grealish? All right, he's been a naughty boy. He's made a mistake, but it doesn't discard his footballing ability, his football technical ability. For me, this is my personal opinion. I might be wrong in the long haul, yeah. When we compare, but I think he's better than James Maddison. But come when they hit 30 each way, or when they hit their 30s, we can compare who was the better player. You know, we can compare. But I personally prefer Grealish over Maddison. He does a lot more with the ball. He tries to make something out of nothing. He knows he can beat a man. We all know he can beat a man. We all know he's got the technical ability to score quality goals, glorious strikes. He's capable of winning a football match on his own. Even with a team like Villa, with the players around him, if the truth be told, they're not on his level. They're just not in his level. Apart from Grealish, how many of them would get into Man United's first team? How many of them would get into Man City's first team? How many of them would get into Liverpool's first team? Grealish would get into Liverpool's first team, depending if Liverpool wanted to play a 4-2-3-1. At Man City, will he get into their first team? I think that's 50-50, if the truth be told. Will he get into Man United's first team? Absolutely. I think he would absolutely get into Man United's first team. Not taking anything away from Bruno Fernandes, because he's been exceptional in a month that he's had, and he deserved to win Player of the Month. But he definitely get into Arsenal's first team, with that, hands down. Jack Grealish being a naughty boy off the field will still piss on Ozil. I'll repeat, piss on Ozil. Yeah, I said it because it's the truth. And that's it. Bottom line. Right. Right. Amongst other sporting issues as well. I mean, we know that the Olympics are about, and Wimbledon is suspended. You know, that's suspended until next year, and it's a shame. It's the first time it's been suspended due to the coronavirus. This is something that's not happened since World War II. It tells you how deep the coronavirus pandemic is. It is deep. I mean, moving off sport, I mean, I hear in America 6.6 million people are on this employment benefit, which is a hell of a lot of people, you know. A hell of a lot of people. And that's the bulk of them. I assume they were forced out of their jobs, will not be paid their normal full wages due to the banks being closed, or due to the banks not having that umph about them to, well, not the umph, but due to the banks not having that sort of financial clout to continue to fund full wages for people. 6.6 million people, I mean, that is a lot of people. That's a lot of full-time wages to pay. And then you get the minority who are suffering and living life jobless, which they don't want for themselves. So, yeah. Shout out to the United States of America. But Donald Trump, no shout out for you. All you are is a compulsive liar. Excuse me. Wow. I mean, you got the lockdown there, and you got the lockdown. Yeah, you got the lockdown there in America. You got the lockdown in France, Italy, Germany, Spain, South Korea, UK. Even though I think they should be a little bit tougher, and I think they will be a little bit tougher because everyone else is doing their part, but only a small minority of arseholes who are fucking it up for everybody else, or trying their best to fuck it up for everybody else. But there you go. What can I say? We just abide by the rules, you know. So, in terms of the football, I feel it will be back, but it's gonna be a while. So we have to get used to it, you know. Life without football. And let's be real. Being an Arsenal fan right now, I did say I'd rather we finish the league, yeah, as high as finish the league table as high up as possible, but we'll never know until, well, we'll find out later on if it gets played behind closed doors. And the reality is Liverpool are going to have to win the league title, which they will do, without no fans, which is going to be painful. Which is going to be hugely painful. And the FA are seriously going to have to make a immense decision whether to continue with the Premier League or void it. Then, like I said, if Club Brugge have been rewarded the league title while the season's been void and nullified, then should Liverpool be looked at in that same bracket? Should they be considered in that same bracket? Should they? Then, if they should, then what about the bottom three teams? They would have to be relegated, and that means Leeds and West Brom would have to come up, and then the other 2 or 3 teams would have to come up from League One and League Two. Then you got to sort out the relegations to the champions and the promoted teams. You know, because Club Brugge seem to have been rewarded the league title. But hey, drop it in your comment below, yeah? And drive the thumbs up like button. And the most important thing of all, please do subscribe. I'm saying, please do subscribe. Yeah? That's a polite reminder. Other than that, yeah, I'm gone. And I hope you all have a nice evening, yeah? And enjoy tomorrow, because it is Friday after all, the weekend time. So it's DLG REPPIN. Peace and bless. I'm done.